Welcome to Radio Days with Gary Music Miller. Now here's your co-host, Dave Black.
Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Radio Days with Gary Music Miller. I am the aforementioned Dave Black. This is Gary Music Miller, Hall of Famer in the West Virginia Broadcasting Hall of Fame, located in this building we're in, as a matter of fact, and a longtime voice at WKEE in Huntington. I'm sure you've heard him once or twice. If you are a new viewer, welcome aboard. If you are an existing viewer or somebody that's been with us from the start, thank you for coming back and spending part of your day with us. We appreciate that immensely.
We immensely appreciate your subscription, too.
Yes.
We did some analytics not too long ago, and it looked like a lot of people were listening, but not that many people were subscribing. And that's very important to us because it raises our standing with YouTube. YouTube, yes, thank you.
It helps with the algorithms and things of that nature. And since we're banned in Russia, it may help somewhere else. I don't know. Do you have anything to go over with before we hit today's mainest of topics?
I can't really think of anything. I'm happy to mention that usually I'll start out with passing away people who've gone in the music business in the last couple of weeks. I haven't come across anybody of notice. Oh. So we're either living longer or...
that could be a good thing.
Yeah, it could be a very good thing. Yeah. It was nice to see. I saw some video with Mickey Dolenz. I saw some video with some really, really great older artists that I'm glad are still with us.
Yeah.
So,
well, we have gone over the 70s and 80s. Probably haven't touched the surface of what we could throughout those two decades. And we go through the decades so far that where Gary was on the air through his career. We have not touched the 90s until now. And one thing that we kind of...
This is an idea we had actually. We were in a waiting room. And we were waiting on my wife to have a procedure. And we started talking about what he's going to mention, the 90s.
Yeah.
And
we are going
fascinating.
We are going to go gender specific today. We are going to go over the women of the 90s, women who had some tremendous hits. Now, I got to admit, personally, I kind of didn't listen to the music in the 90s very much because to me, after a while, it just started sounding exactly the same. You got toward this synth dance kind of stuff, and it just...
I think it's very indicative of why we have a tendency to stay with 70s and 80s, because those are the fond memories of ours, and music was unlike anything that came after it.
Right.
And I also touch on the 60s every once in a while.
Yeah.
But I thought 90s was, I started working at Key in 1978 as its music director, and I was on the air. And by the time the 90s rolled around, and especially the 2000s, I began to get less and less enthusiastic about the music that was out there.
I can kind of understand that.
And now when I listen to the radio, it's like, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
So,
but what we're going to cover today is both of us made lists.
Yes, we did.
Of songs that were done by women artists in the 90s. Now, frankly, in my opinion, the first part of the 90s was probably the best turnout of music that was released for airplay. But everybody has their.
I'm like possibly going to be hitting some of the later 90s songs, and
right.
If I do, I do. But
but we're going to go over some of some of our favorites. I know some of these are
This is not a countdown. This is not a countdown of 10 to 1, the best to worst, the worst to best. These are all interchangeable. And I don't know what he's got on his list.
No,
He
no.
doesn't know what I have on my list. So,
and I don't have mine in chronologic order. I just what came to my mind is what I put down, and
that's exactly the way I did it. And when I brought up female 80s artists on I believe Google or one of those lists, there were like 100 of them. I had no idea until Dave brought it up. Dave said when we were waiting, he said, you know, the 80s and 90s, especially the 90s, had an influx of female artists. I know Lilith Fair was going on right about that time. It was all women, but there were different takes on different songs. One of the things I did not do on my list purposely is I did not list the superstars. I skipped over Celine Dion, Christina Aguilera, Whitney Houston, all those because they had too many.
Yeah,
I think Dave has listed a couple of them.
Yeah, I've got a couple of names on here that people will really recognize, but most of them, by and large, they had hit songs, maybe a couple of them, but a lot of them just didn't go any farther.
Some of these people just did one.
Oh, there were some number ones, and then there were some that were kind of shocking to me.
Exactly.
But before we get going, I want to remind you that today also I'm going to spring this one on you. We have a Stump Gary after we're done.
Oh, okay.
Stand by for that. So if you want to kick it off, you want me to?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
We'll let him start. I can knock off my list.
Yeah, you probably had this too. May have mentioned it once or twice. I don't know in passing, but a controversial figure that people have talked about before was in 1990. Her song went to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and that is literally where I'm basing all the chart standings is on the Hot 100. And that was Sinead O'Connor doing the Prince song "Nothing Compares to You." She did something like that on the I believe it was on the Saturday Night Live, and she ripped up the picture of the Pope, and all this flack happened, and she caught a lot of problems with that. And but the song was good; it was sang well, and it went to #1. So I give her props for that.
And I was actually saving it for last because it seemed like it had a huge impact on everything around it. The only notes I have that you may not is that you have that it was written by Prince. It was recorded by Prince in 1985 and released in the early 90s on Chrysalis Records by Sinead. At first, Billboard Music Awards, the very first Billboard Music Awards named it #1. And it was a hit in Australia, Austria, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Portugal. I mean, just about anywhere you've been.
Yeah. It's easier to name where it wasn't a hit.
It was a hit song, and West Germany even. So I won't do that with everybody, but I did list some other countries that some of these other songs made.
Okay, your turn.
So that's off. That's off. I'm going to start with some of the least whatever the word is I'm looking for, least impactful songs. And the very last song I came up with was a song by a group called the Cardigans. The Cardigans did a song called Love Fool. It was #3 in Canada, #5 in Belgium, #11 in Australia, #1 in the Billboard Hot 100. this is where we need to cut the tape. But the Cardigans' Love Fool was a very, very female song. But it's love me, say that you love me. It never, I don't believe, ever mentioned the title in the song. So, Love Fool by the Cardigans is on my list. Probably not on yours.
Oh, well, no, it is not.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
But I fondly remember that song.
Yeah.
And we played it a lot. And I have some notes at the end that I can't even read. So that's enough.
If they weren't in subscript, you might be able to make those out. It looks like hieroglyphics, maybe.
Exactly.
Next on my list is one of the only two groups that I have, but they're all female groups. I have two of them on my list. This one is the first one, and it's Four Non-Blondes with What's Up from 1993.
Yep.
Peaked at number 14 on the Hot 100. And I'm sure you were familiar with those people.
We did. Yeah, we played Four Non-Blondes, and I don't know what happened to them afterwards unless one of them dyed their hair.
She's brunette now.
She's brunette, and then they were no longer Four Blondes.
They were different. You saw if you saw their video or saw a picture of them on an album or whatever it was, they were dressed a little different, but their song was a little different. So
yeah, absolutely.
But it went to 14. I thought it might make it higher than that, but that's as far as it went.
My second group is Sixpence None the Richer. The song was called Kiss Me, and it was very definitely female. I don't know whether the entire group was female or not. It was from 1997. This surprised me. Sixpence None the Richer was a Christian group. And I don't know who they were talking about kissing on the thing, but it was a Christian rock group, vocals by Lee somebody or another. 1996, it won the Dove Award.
Wow.
And
that's the equivalent.
Called,
it's the gospel music's equivalent of the Grammys.
Exactly. And was a number 2 in the U.S., number 4 in the UK, went to top 20 or top 15 in Australia and Canada. It was another worldwide hit. So,
wow.
There we go.
Okay. Next up, I have from 1996. I have Tony Braxton, "Unbreak My Heart," which is what a great song that was.
Oh,
of course,
beautiful.
It went to number 1 as well, and deservedly so. What a fantastic song! And she really had a set of pipes on her. She could blast it.
Sure that was her only song. She may have had another song or two.
I don't know if she had another number 1 or not, but that was one I associate with her, and it's probably her biggest one.
Yeah. Next on my list, I have Natalie Imbruglia.
Me too.
They had to teach me to not say the G. Her name is spelled Imbrugia, and they told me that she liked to have her name pronounced Imbruglia. So she was an Australian singer and an actress. She was on a soap opera there for some time, and she moved to the UK to sing. And in 1997, she won the Grammy Award for Best Female, I believe. You may have this down. 1987 Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal. And she actually was up a Grammy for the Best Female Singer and lost to My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Wow.
So Torn by Natalie Imbruglia. I think it was the only hit she had.
I don't have that. I do have some other information on the song, though. Do you believe, now this is all of my research, do you believe that song did not crack the top 40?
I did not know that.
It peaked, believe it or not, on the Hot 100 at number 42.
Well, I'm going to guess that there was a period from 1994 through about 1997 when WKEE took a very decided adult lean.
Mm-hmm.
And there weren't a lot of songs that made it on the top 40 chart that we ended up playing, especially during the day. When there were really strong rap songs or whatnot, we played those like after 6 o'clock at night. But we were trying to, the powers to be, I never would have done this. I was vehemently against it because I said nobody will ever accept WKE music from WKEE other than top 40 hit music.
Right.
They won't accept it. If you're going to change the format, you got to change the call letters. Well, they didn't change the call letters, but they did change the format.
Right.
And the reason I bring this up is because I believe that Torn probably ended up in the top 5.
Well, it was
adult contemporary.
It was released in 1997. So
okay.
But
that was probably about the time we were coming out of it, and there were several songs that were big adult contemporary songs that we didn't end up dropping.
Now, other facts with this thing, it didn't do well on the Hot 100, obviously. However, there are like umpteen different charts for Billboard.
Yes.
And it hit number 1 on the Billboard Radio Songs chart. It also hit number 1 on the Adult Pop Airplay chart. And it hit number 1 on the Pop Airplay chart. So it is interesting. And for the life of me,
especially to be on the pop chart and not
it might be
top 40.
It might be Key's fault for her not getting into the top 40 with that. I'm sorry. I'm just
might be. You never know. We did play the heck out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Now, what do you have?
Next on my list would be a girl named Paula Cole. The song is called "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone?" I thought it was a very unique song. It was a strange subject matter. Radio got it, and it started. There's a fly on my. There's a fly on my paper that keeps messing me up. It went on the Hot 100. It went to number 8 in Canada, went to number 7, UK number 15, several other countries. It got a Grammy nomination for Female Pop of the Year, and I don't believe it made it because I'm not sure what kept it out of there, but. Paula Cole's "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone?"
Yeah.
Another song that I don't know. She may have followed that up with another song. You may have that listed.
No,
but,
I don't have that. I have that it went to number 8 on the Hot 100 as well.
Okay. So there we go.
Okay. Next up, I have this is one of the 90s songs that I absolutely loved. This is probably my number 1, period. Because as the kids say, this song absolutely slapped.
Slapped.
I don't know if I'd want to get slapped because of a song, but however, it was by a former member of Arrested Development who had a hit song called Tennessee many years ago. Yeah. Her name was Dion Ferris, and the name of the song was I Know.
Of course.
From 1995, it hit number 4 on the Hot 100 chart. And if you've not heard this, you need to hit YouTube and listen. This girl can sing.
And the song is
my list.
Yeah. But
One of the few pop songs that had a dobro playing in it. And it set it off. It was a great song.
You don't hear Dave Dobros very often.
No.
Next song I have on my list is another group, the Cranberries. The song was called Linger. And you have to let it linger. The girl said,
on your finger.
It was an Irish band, 1993 album, was called Everybody Else Is Doing It, So Why Don't We? That was the name of the album. It went to number 8 in the US, number 14 in the UK, number 3 in its native Ireland. Pretty bad when you can't go to number 1 in your own country. The guy that co-wrote it wrote the string instrumentation in it, and that's what I really, other than Bittersweet
Symphony.
The verb. Thank you. Bittersweet Symphony had the unbelievable strings in it. And Linger by the Cranberries was da 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 da, and the strings in it were incredible. And then when she got down to sing Linger, it always came out Linger, and it was big in Australia, just everywhere. The string instrumentation, the vocals. Just the whole thing put together was one of my favorite songs. Whenever it came on, the audio went up in the room. The pot, I turned it up, and it was, I believe it was said came out to be the songs of the 90's, number 9. And number 4 in Canada, number 6 in Ireland. It again was a worldwide hit.
Wow!
And the Cranberries Linger. If you haven't heard that song, that's just the melodic string section is hypnotizing. Wow. It really is.
Well, don't be hypnotized when you hear it.
That's okay. Right.
Are you finished with that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so.
I'm gonna go here with the second group, so to speak, on my list, and that is TLC. They released a song called Waterfalls in 1995, also a number 1 hit on the Hot 100. They also released one later called No Scrubs, and I never wanted to know anything about anybody that was cleaning their house or something. I don't know, but they didn't want to scrub anything. So, but they had some tragedy involved in their group and having to split up and this, that, and the other. And Left Eye Lopez had an accident or something in her car and was tragically killed. But they had a girl named Chili. I don't know if it was stuff in the stuff in a bowl or if she was cold. I don't know. And the T was for tentacles. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember her name right now, but
I know they were
tentacles. Sounds good. It's
I guess so. Tentacles, Lisa, and whatever C. We'll be naming her Tentacles from now on.
The reason I think of that, I'm sorry, is there was a kind of a horror movie years ago that was called Tentacles.
Oh, yeah.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, but I thought it was kind of funny because of the title.
Those movies are horrible.
And that's what came to my mind when I looked at the T.
Those movies are horrible.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I just saw one called Frogs.
Please move us forward.
I saw a movie called Frogs, I think, and there were just giant frogs all over the place. This is one of my favorite songs of the 90's, and I didn't like many of them, but I really, really like this. It's very poppy. It's very bubblegummy, if you will. And the girl that did it was named Donna Lewis, And the song was called I Love You Always Forever.
Oh.
I love you always forever. Get on the house and stay there forever. But she was a Welsh singer, and her debut album came out in 1996. Billboard Hot 100, she went to number 2. She was top 10 in Australia, Austria, Canada, France, Ireland, Norway, number 5 in the UK, and she went to number 1 in the US. She would have gone to number 1 in the US. She's number 2 song in the US because of a little ditty that everybody took to heart called Macarena.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the Macarena kept Donna Lewis out of the number 1 spot. And Norway, France, like I said, it went platinum in Australia and the UK. It was nominated for the BR11 Award, Best British Female Artist. And it was in the number 88, I believe, ranking song for the year. So it was actually listed at number 840 in VH1's Best 1,000 Songs of All Time, but Best 1,000 Pop Songs. So I really like that song. It's very bouncy. There's not a whole lot not to like about it. And of course, as a child of the 60s and 70s and 80s, I liked the song because it was reminiscent of a good old pop song.
Yeah. Now, what do you know about someone named Sophie B. Hawkins?
I don't really know anything about her. I know she made it exciting to hear the word "damn." And I say that it was funny because we had the song down and we'd turn it up and it'd go "damn," and then we turn it back down. But
she wished she was your lover. That's for sure.
Yes,
the song was in 1992 released. It was went to number 5.
I don't know what the B stood for.
On the Hot 100. Bobo.
Yeah. Sophie B. Hawkins.
Sophie Bobo Hawkins.
Sophie B. Hopkins. There was another poppy song that came out in. It was an international hit. Billboard Hot 100, it went to number 3 in 1998. It sold 700,000 copies by the end of 98. It was number 1 in Australia, in New Zealand. It was number 1 in Canada, number 4 in the UK and in France, number 6 in Ireland, the Netherlands, and Norway. And it charted at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was a very poppy, almost again bubblegummy song called Crush. Oh, it's just
a little
crush. Her name was Jennifer Page. And as far as I know, after that happened, we never heard from her again.
Wow.
But I really, really like that song. It charted in several other countries, including number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Jennifer Page, right?
Jennifer Page.
Yeah. I knew her when
Paige.
I knew her when she was just a paragraph.
There you go.
Okay. I'm going to begin in the J's now. We got 3 in a row of girls, or women, excuse me, that their name began with J. So first off, this J had a number 11 hit in 1995, and probably the most popular was in 96. She had a number 2 in the Hot 100, and her name was Jewel.
Yes.
She had Who Will Save Your Soul in 1995 went to 11, and You Were Meant for Me in 96 that went to number 2 on the Hot 100.
Seems to me she did a version of the song I like so well by Keith Hammond, First Cut. Did she do that?
I'm not sure.
That may have been Sheryl Crow. But one of them did a version of First Cut as the Deepest. Yeah. And if you're a fan of First Cut is the Deepest, which I believe Rod Stewart did as well, you really need to get on YouTube and listen to a guy named Keith Hampshire. He was a huge superstar in Canada, and we're way off the track of what we're talking about, but Keith Hampshire did the definitive, for me, version of that song, and First Cut is the Deepest, and it made me fall in love with it. Yeah. It's wonderful. It has everything. It has brass. It has his voice almost reminiscent of David Clayton Thomas. So I'm way off the subject. At the end of some of our future shows, I'm going to bring up something called You Gotta Hear This. And I'm going to mention songs that I listened to when I was music director that I thought should have been hit records. And they're records that I want to share with you. So this might be the first installment of that, if you want to hear Keith Hampshire's First Cut is the Deepest.
Yeah,
and his daughter started following me on Twitter, and she's just the sweetest thing in the world. And she was so excited that somebody in the United States knew who her father was. And he had a bunch of songs. So I don't mean to get off the topic. I'm sure it was Sheryl Crow that probably did First Cut is the Deepest, but Jewel was a big one.
Yeah, he was
a big artist.
He was new to me, so that made him a New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a sad state of affairs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So are you ready? Or did you do one? I'm sitting there reading.
I'm down to my last couple.
Okay.
And I don't have a lot to say about one, and I have a lot to say about the other.
I don't know if you have this one or not. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Another really good song from 1995 went to number 4 on the Hot 100. It was called "One of Us" by Joan Osborne. What a fantastic song!
That was one that everybody tried to pull apart, dissect, and try to figure out exactly what it meant. And
I thought it was pretty simple. It was understandable.
It was understandable.
If you listen to it.
Understandable. I guess if God came back and he were just anybody.
Yeah, and not George Burns.
Yeah. Would we treat him any differently if he were a slob,
like one of us. So.
But I think the controversy came in, and it's like, is that how God's really going to come back? But it was a very thought-provoking song. No. So
I'm sure they don't know, but that's none of us do.
I try to treat people on the bus very nicely, though.
So do you have anything else?
I have 2. Are you done?
I've got a couple.
Okay, do yours next.
Okay.
Do another one.
I'm doing my last J in the list, and that was from 1990, number 2 on the Hot 100. It hit was "Don't Want to Fall in Love" by Jane Child.
I had forgotten that was a wonderful song.
She was literally one and done, and it was...
that was a great song.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the ones I have a group of songs that I lumped together that all tuned in. There turned out to be pretty much 80s songs, late 80s songs. And Jane Child is one of them and the thing where they go dun 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 dun, where it builds, is just phenomenal.
But that
Don't
was
wanna fall in love.
that was an MTV favorite. They played that thing absolutely to death.
To death.
But it was popular on their channel, and
I remember the lyrics at some point. Don't want to fall in love. Love
cuts just like a knife.
Cuts just like a knife.
It was a great song.
It was very good.
Okay, now I have one left on here that hasn't been touched on, and I think you might touch on it if it's the last one on your list.
Probably not. I'll
excuse me.
I'll mention. I feel like I need to mention Aaliyah. Aaliyah was she won an AMA award. She won 2 MTV VMA awards, 5 Grammy nominations. And on August 25th, 2001, she was killed in a plane crash. And that's a shame because she was on her way to super duper duper stardom. So I mentioned Aaliyah. I have Aaliyah mentioned just because, out of respect, if you will, to her. And so you can do that, and you can do your next song.
This is my last one on the list. I had a couple of extras just in case, and I am surprised you didn't mention this one because of your association.
I may have if it's association with on Twitter.
It is, but you still you didn't mention her.
Well, I've got her number 1.
Okay, go ahead and do it.
Well, did she have?
Give it out. Give it out.
Did she have initials?
No,
that were close to.
Oh, you mean
Superman initials? Superman knew Lex Luthor, Lois Lane.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was just going to have initials like Clark Kent.
Is that the song?
Yes, I believe it is. If you know a movie called Reality Bites from 1994,
yes,
then this number 1 hit was for you.
Yep. It was from the Reality Bites soundtrack. She actually was a number 1 person, and I'm actually going to send a copy of this to her. Because I'm going to send a link to her and say, Lisa, we talked about you. I mentioned her on Twitter one time, and the next thing I knew, she was following me. And it was her check mark. She had a blue check mark before you could buy them. So it was really her. And we had...
and we failed to mention her last name.
We had Lisa Loeb. We had 3 or 4 conversations. She actually invited me to a show in Columbus. I said, I'm not that far from Columbus. I didn't go. But I would have if I'd had the transportation and the tickets and the money for the tickets and all that. But Lisa, I had a place in my heart for her. I don't know whether it was the horn-rimmed glasses. The very first girl I ever started dating seriously wore glasses. So I think since then I've had a thing for glasses. And I just thought she was so cute.
She was.
I found her. It was funny. They did a nanny episode that featured Brian Setzer.
Of Stray Cats fame.
Yeah, Brian Setzer, the Stray Cats. It was the Brian Setzer Orchestra. They were set up in Mr. Sheffield's living room or whatever, and they played. And you see this girl off to the side say, "Are we ready to do this?" And she had maybe 2 lines, and I said, "That's Lisa Loeb." And I watched the credits, and it was indeed Lisa Loeb. And I wrote to her, and I said, I just saw you on The Nanny, and you got nowhere the exposure you deserve. And she was very, very, very sweet, and just had my heart pitter-pattering because she was just such a wonderful person. She was a wonderful person outside and in. And she whenever I brought up that I played Stay, that Stay was one of my favorite songs, Stay, in parentheses, I Miss You. And Lisa was Lisa, I was saving her for last, so it's
good.
perfect for both of us.
Good.
So I hope if we had the capability to talk to people, and some way we got to try somehow in the next year and a half to add a piece of equipment or something where I can speak to these people that talk to me on Twitter, on now X. But Lisa was a doll. That's all I can say. She was just a doll. She really captured me from day one when I first saw her picture, first saw her video. And I feel very fortunate to have had her follow me on Twitter. That was a highlight.
Yeah, I get followed a lot, but people want to rob me. That's
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't walk downtown anymore.
Yeah. I'm surprised that was your last song in my life.
We kind of lucked out on that one.
And we've only just begun.
The Carpenters, 1972, I think.
That's right. And there are so many other female artists, female lead singers, and I know I'll get home and I'll look down the list and I'll say, oh, I didn't mention that person.
Yeah.
But that's for you to do. If you have a female 90s favorite, whether it's a group headed by a female or headed by females, or it's a single artist, write to us and say, hey, you forgot or you didn't mention.
Yeah. And
we'd love to hear from you. That's a good way for you to correspond with us. Our email address is rdwgmm@gmail.com. Radio Days with Gary Music Miller @gmail.com. And just take a couple of seconds to type out, you missed whatchamajigger, and then, if you don't write paragraphs and paragraphs, if you just, we would love to know where you are, where you're listening to us from. And that's an important thing for us to know too.
Yeah, but and then just take into consideration that that's what the list we put together is just a small sampling of what's available. But like I said, some of these we just picked as our personal favorites, and I probably could have picked a few more. However, as I explained with my 90s stuff, that was good enough.
And those years were permeated by Celine Dion, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Whitney Houston, and it's impossible to do a show on females and not mention some of those people.
Right.
But we didn't. We opted to pick songs that were one-hit wonders or one of two-hit wonders.
Yeah.
And I know that as soon as I get home, I'll say I meant to mention that.
Okay. Well,
the lights were better in here. The lights are really bad in here, so it's difficult for me to read my own writing. Dave's smart enough to have a printer, and it makes things a lot easier. I handwrite out everything that I talk about, and so every once in a while I make a mistake because I misread what I've written.
Okay, as I said earlier, after we were done with our topic, we were going to do a Stump Gary segment. We haven't done one in a while, and I think you're going to get this one. I think it's time for you to redeem yourself. You're on a little bit of a losing streak.
Yes,
so
I am.
Let's get you on the winning side of the ledger for a change.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Now, in 1980, the song hit number 6 on the Hot 100.
All right.
It was by Robbie Dupree.
Was it C'est La Vie?
No.
No.
That was Robbie. That was Robbie Neville.
Away?
It was.
Was it something? Or it's not? No,
yes,
it's not Drift Away.
No, it had Away in the title.
It had Away in the title.
Yeah.
Robbie Dupree.
Why don't we away?
Steal away.
Steal away.
Why don't we steal away?
Of course, that wasn't the song I was talking about. That was his. He had two that he released in 1980 that got airplay. That one hit number 6. The next one, the one I was going to ask you about, hit number 15. Do you know his other hit that he released that hit 15?
Did the Why Don't We Steal Away? Did that go to number 6?
That went to number 6. Yes.
Okay, so I did get one of them right. The number 15 song, Robbie Dupree. For some reason, one of those names has faded from my memory. And
wasn't it Robbie Neville that did "C'est La Vie"?
I'm not sure.
Maybe. Whatever.
Touching my mic.
So 1980, number 15 for Robbie Dupree.
Start me with the first word or two.
There was a 3-word, or maybe a 1-word. I don't know.
Robbie Dupree.
The first word in the title was hot.
Nah. I'm going to be going to Hot in the City.
No, that's
not
really.
Yeah. What was it called?
Hot Rod Hearts.
You just set off something in my brain that in the very back there's a card in the brain that reminds me of.
Hot Rod Hearts out on the boulevard tonight.
Poor, and I'm still not on the
greatest. Here come the hungry sharks.
I'm still not on the greatest streak in the world. I'm still kind of down, but that was a great question. And
well, you got the
top 10 song. I had Away, but
you got the first one pretty good. But we'll give you half a credit for that.
Steal Away.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we are finito for this afternoon. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for sitting down and watching, listening to our lists and some of our shenanigans for a while. We appreciate that. As Gary told you earlier, you want to get a hold of him, you can do so on X. He's Gary Music Miller at Gary Music Miller on X. Mm-hmm. Also, rdwgmm at gmail.com is the email address. You can also leave a note and comment down below us in the box below the video. We'll check those out. And the last program of the year of our season, we're going to do our viewer mail to end the year. So we'll read everything off then.
So if you've written us, we haven't forgotten you.
No, not at all.
And we will do that. We will do that.
But with that said, I think
had another note.
Oh, okay.
I had another note today asking me to do more Gary Music Miller. And I just, the reason that I sound different, number one, I've mentioned this before, I think. Number one, I'm older. And your voice has a tendency to rise a bit in pitch. And secondly, it's very difficult to do Gary Music Miller without a song behind me playing.
Yeah.
I could hear a song and it would throw me into the Gary Music Miller. It would throw me into that, the lights were down, the headphones were turned up. It was nighttime, 6 to 10 at night when I did that shift. And I apologize to those of you that are wanting more Gary Music Miller without the music behind me. It's not really possible for me to duplicate what I did back then, but I think we're doing that. I would have saved that letter for the end, but she dropped a note to me this week and said, sometimes it's hard for me to believe you're Gary Music Miller. And I'm like, I was.
Well, we can get you some cards to read, liner cards when we give you.
Liner cards.
You can do a weather spot, what's something that would make you happy.
I think I got the numbers mixed up last show. 2025, October, Halloween 2025 marked my 10th anniversary in the West Virginia Broadcasting Hall of Fame. I think I was getting it mixed up with 15 and this, but it was my 10th anniversary. I was inducted in 2015. So
and it is located.
Come down and see.
Located in the building that we are currently in, and usually always in right now.
Yep.
It's the West Virginia. It's a broadcasting Hall of Fame located inside of the Museum of Radio and Technology at 1640 Florence Avenue in Huntington. Please come by, give them a look.
You can see studios like we're in right now. You can see old television equipment. You can see things of even predating us. They even have some 40s radio things on display.
Yep.
And
you can even see Gary's handprints in front of the door out front, like Grauman's Theater in Los Angeles.
That's right. If they ever do that, well,
I finally got my footprints in front of that place. A bus ran over my feet. Okay. So with that said, I think we're pretty much done with our shenanigans and foolishness. We thank each and every one of you for standing by with us and listening to our spiel here, our shtick, so to speak. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to do something a little different.
Yep. And we invite you always to like, subscribe,
and share.
Subscriptions really matter. If you have anybody to share with, share. And share with Sonny, if you'd like.
Yeah.
But the part of the thing that we have is that we appreciate you listening all the way through. And you would have missed Stump Gary had you not listened all the way through.
Yes.
So
okay.
Keep stumping me.
Okay, we're done.
Get from my brain.
We're done. We're going home. Yep. Folks, thanks for sitting with us again. Take care. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. So long.